826 New Orleans is a youth writing nonprofit. We cultivate and support the voices of young New Orleanians ages 6 to 18 through creative collaborations with schools and communities. That means that we help young people strengthen their writing skills and then we publish them in books. And that's why we're here today. We're here because we are celebrating the release of this year's Young Authors Book Project. Now, a Young Authors Book Project is a collaboration between a high school teacher and her students, and here's her students. And it takes about 6 months from start to finish. We go in, we work with students in class, volunteers come in and support, and then the editorial board works to help to put the book together, select the title, and then we design it, send it off to the printer, and then a beautiful book is produced.
My name is Kirsty Pillow, and I am an English teacher at Carver High School. I teach 10th grade and 12th grade English. We the Almighty is a book project that I've been wanting to work with 826 for a long time. I love art and I love creating art, but also applying it to literature. And so this project was really born out of that. It started with that. And 826 worked with me to make sure that the project was something meaningful for class.
The writing that's in the book is based upon the 1619 project and this initial essay from Nicole Hannah-Jones in which she talks about how the forefathers who wrote these founding documents about which our country is based upon, those documents weren't actually true. They didn't mean that for everybody, they meant that for white men.
So what we had kids do was read the piece, and then they also read the original founding documents that are mentioned in the piece, specifically the Declaration of Independence, the Constitution, and the Emancipation Proclamation. And they picked out lines from those texts that were poignant to them, and they made collages down the spine of the poem with those words, but then they wrote their own poem with the words of those texts to kind of reclaim the words from those original documents and give their perspective.
From the start of our history in America, we as black people were left out, forgotten, and known only as slaves. And other people's property since 1619, millions of black people were brought to the country that didn't welcome us, but instead forced us to work. The writers and signers of the Declaration of Independence had slaves of their own, and yet they wrote all men are created equal. That didn't include us.
I think that the history sometimes that matters most to black folks and liberates black folks the most once they learn it, it's simply just, it's not prioritized because the folks who are often devising curriculums for generation after generation don't look like us.
This project has been transformative. The origin of the project started when Ms. Pillow came to me and said, my students are asking for the real black history. And what they were looking for was true stories, not whitewashed, not what is typically taught in books, the real, true, hard history of how this country has treated people that look like us, that look like them. They wanted to know that.
After a rebellion, they declared us to be equal, to be free, to abstain from any and all violence, but there's a catch. You are innocent and equal unless you are black. When a policeman shoots you, they look for errors in your background to justify what they've done. But it's like they have this necessary need to arrest innocent black people. They kill us and then claim self-defense, but in their reality they know the government will be at their defense. My name is Wintel Dimes. I wrote about the Declaration of Independence. At first I thought I couldn't do it and I was kind of overwhelmed, but then I started to do it and it was flowing.
I think projects like this, teachers like Miss Pillow, create those environments and those opportunities for kids. Like we always say, our kids have it in them. We have to bring it out of them. And a project like this can do that. And as we all know, black kids, especially in this city, have so much in them, and the history of this city is so ripe that sometimes they don't know all that's in them that they've already experienced generation after generation. So again, it's incumbent on us to bring it out of them.
This kind of opportunity to create a book is something that every teenager in New Orleans should have the opportunity to do. I also am just really proud of how intentional the kids were with everything. So they really spent a long time crafting their poems and then picking out specific images that they wanted to complement their poetry. And I think I'm most proud of that because I know how much thought went into it and just how much they got out of really thinking deeply about their ideas in their poem, and that makes me a proud teacher.
If you want to get a copy of We the Almighty, which you should because it is amazing, you can go to our website, www.826neworleans.org, and get your copy today, honey, because it is going to sell out.